Hello and congratulations because you have unlocked another episode of Unboxing 9 to 5. If you have ever wondered, can I be an artist as well as an entrepreneur? Then this episode is for you. You know, people always ask me why my podcast has a limited audience, and I always have one answer. I want to build this as a space where I don't chase virality, something that's authentic, something that lasts, and something that feels like home. Lucky for me, today I'm sitting in just a space like that, a home. Not just made of walls, but of craftsmanship, stories, art, and a quiet rebellion. Today I'm going to sit with Arushi, the co-founder of Casa. Casa is a multidisciplinary brand born in Jaipur, and it weaves so many amazing things together: furniture, handicrafts, jewelry, accessories, and a cafe. It's home to all of it. And to be very honest, this cafe does not feel like a commercial space. It feels pretty much like a warm poem. So let's have this conversation with Arushi and understand how she hustles as both an entrepreneur and an artist. Hi Arushi.
Hi Vidika.
This is the fourth time I'm saying hi to you.
Yeah.
How are you? How are you feeling
today?
Great.
Lovely morning with you all. Yeah.
Thank you so much, yeah. I feel very early. Like people probably don't know how close we are to the ground right now.
Yes.
Yeah. But I also feel like a good high talking about Casa with you
we
today.
actually have a Japanese sitting here. Like it's quite low.
It
if
makes
you've noticed.
sense. Yeah, I definitely have noticed. Is that why, I don't know, like it keeps me a little grounded? Like more homely, more warm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, Arushi, before we talk about, how you built Casa and your entire story, let's do a quick connection before content, as I call it, which is like a quick icebreaker game.
Okay.
So, we play this game of Never Have I Ever. You have 4 espresso shots in front of you.
Yes.
Totally non-alcoholic. And what we are going to do is, basically I'm going to ask you a statement. If you have done it, just chug up a shot.
Okay.
And your caffeine for the day is sorted after that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, totally.
Okay. So, number 1. Never have I ever regretted not going the MBA founder route.
Oh no, never. I've not regretted that. I might have saved 1 or 2 more years.
Yes.
I might not have to struggle so much, but I'm totally okay
Yeah.
with that.
Off camera, that's totally true. You have saved a lot of time for yourself. Okay, next one. Never have I ever wanted to shut it all down and just move to a cabin.
Oh no, never. I'm very excited each day I start my routine at Casa. I love it. If it's not there, there's something missing in my life.
Right.
So, excitement keeps it going, yeah.
Honestly, that's lovely, but what about the espresso in front of you?
We might get there. One question I might give away.
Okay. Next one. Never have I ever been told I'm doing too many things.
Oh, of course I've been told that. See, you wanted me to drink?
Yeah.
Of course I've been told that many times.
Right.
Yeah.
Last one. Never have I ever changed a product last minute because it did not feel right.
Oh, I've done that. You tend to do that based on customer insights. Sometimes these things happen.
Right.
So yeah, I'll drink one more.
So what product was this?
It was one of the bags actually.
Mm-hmm.
It happens majorly with bags because it's a bit different kind of process than jewelry and clothes.
Got
Very
it.
different, yeah.
Got it. Also, is it like in bags, like in terms of the product line, is it like in bags, there's always more feedback that you integrate, or?
Yeah, because it requires highly detailed version of a product.
Right.
Like utility has to be really out there. So we have to really think a lot.
And
Yeah.
that's also the core of
It's like a
Casa.
daily companion, no? A bag.
Correct.
So yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great, Arushi. So yeah, I think we can move the other, or maybe let's just have the rest of the
Why don't you
caffeine.
also
Yeah.
have some?
Go for it.
I've already had 2.
Have one more.
Okay.
Come on.
Here.
Okay.
Great.
Now I'm gonna sleep at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So Arushi, your store has attracted so many celebrities, right? So many A-listers. like this Shahid Kapoor, Ranveer Singh, all of these people visiting your store. I gotta pull out the list here. It's Jaya Bachchan, Tabu, Ananya Pandey, Vani Kapoor, Taapsee Pannu, Sonakshi Sinha, Yami Gautam, Arman Malik, Carol Gracias. Okay, I'm gonna stop here, otherwise it's gonna be the whole episode.
Yeah.
But you know, what I'm curious about is this has happened without any loud celebrity campaigns. So what is it really? Like, is it the storytelling? Is it like, you know, the aesthetics of the brand? Or is it maybe just the energy that the brand gives off? Like, how has this happened? Like, how have you been able to attract so many
See, a
celebrities?
lot of it has to do with the time we started it at. Instagram wasn't such a big thing, social media and everything in 2013.
Right.
But of course, I do believe in the power of collaborations with influencers, celebrities. And of course, we have done that over the years also because it is the need of the hour. But then I feel the right crowd always finds you. It always comes to you. Yeah.
So it's more like the energy of the brand
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I talk
yeah.
about it, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, is there any interaction that you fondly remember? Maybe someone who visited. I forgot the name of the artist, but I saw on Kasa's page you
Okay.
illustrated maybe someone, an international model or something.
Yeah.
Who was that? Sorry.
There have been many people. Please, you have to remind me
Uh.
which one because I tend to sketch a lot of
Yeah.
people coming here. So yeah.
Okay, just tell us about one of these interactions that you fondly remember.
Oh, I remember. So when celebrities walk in, I just tend to, let them be and not be too intrusive in their space because they get that everywhere they go,
Correct.
right? So one time I remember there was Shahid Kapoor and he got our magic wallet. So, he really he wasn't in the space to talk to anyone. So then he came out. So to make it comfortable, I was like, let me have a conversation now. That how do you like this space? He got the product and everything. So that was too much fun, yeah. Off the record, like.
Right. Got it. Got
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, but I think maybe that's also one of the things that probably, creates a good recall for them, not being disturbed and
That's
letting the space just be there for them,
Yeah.
them and, be a space where they can be comfortable
Yeah.
without feeling provoked or
Yeah,
without.
totally. That
Great.
works, yeah.
But that should be fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Those interactions, I'm sure.
it's-
And
yeah. One was with Kriti Sanon also. She had also come. She was having coffee here. I remember she was looking at my art, and then we end up discussing one painting. That was also
so
all
is
these
she,
memories.
is she into art or like how?
No,
is
she
it?
was very intrigued by how maximalist the art is, and then she started asking me questions. So yeah, like last month also we got Megrath here, the cricketer, the Australian cricket team, if you remember.
Yes.
So he and his wife also came. That was also great interaction on art. So yeah, you get to do all this with the experience you've created. I think
Awesome.
nothing better than that.
Yeah, and I'm sure there must be a gratifying point around this because ultimately you are creating this brand, this holistic brand to get to the masses.
Yeah.
And if they are themselves coming out
Yeah.
here and experiencing it,
Yeah.
you for sure have done
I'm very
something
glad
right.
that they are experiencing this. So yeah,
I'm
this
sure.
is what I want to put out there. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. And Arushi, that brings me to, what I'm really intrigued about the brand, how it's a cohesive system. So, when I sit here, I try to work out from here a lot because the space really feels like, a living, breathing space to me. That's how I see it. It's multiple things as well. Feels like a gallery. It's of course a store. It's definitely a cafe. It also feels like a workshop of sorts. Like it gives you inspiration. So was it always like this? Was the vision always like this, or is it because you added more things because maybe you and Arpan are more things, like you have done product design, fine arts, you bring out a lot of experience from both
Yeah.
worlds. So how did that happen
That
over
is
the years?
true. Of course, we bring out the experience. Like two of us makes it even bigger. But I would say, all these are different forms to express. I would say, like I for example, in art or design, I treat it like a feeling, and then there are different mediums to it. Okay, so that can be through clothes, that can be through jewelry, that can be through furniture, through anything. So that's how everything is interrelated. I feel. And that's how we ended up, providing this holistic experience and created this ecosystem we have.
Got
So
it.
that is a part of,
Got
Yeah.
it. So like, did this happen without really a strategy being in place? Like, you guys just reflecting onto your natural elements and then all of this coming out of it? Or was it more like a voluntary decision that, okay, let's add this because from a strategy point of view, it could really sell?
No, obviously Casa started as one thing, right?
Mhm.
And things kept on getting added to it. So I like to see it like how I paint. When I'm painting in layers, each layer you put to a painting, it becomes something new, but it's still that painting.
Oh, wow.
So I see it like that.
That's
So
such
every
a-
time you look at it, you see something new, but
Mhm.
it's still that painting.
Oh, wow. That actually makes a lot of sense. Amazing, this is what I love about artists, the ways of expression.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Sab mein art ke saath.
Yeah, I guess that's what Casa and I also would like to mention here while we were talking about best of both worlds, that actually is what Casa means, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It actually the casa is the wordplay on the Spanish word
Hmm.
casa, C-A-S-A, and it means house of two. So
Hmm.
it's a play on the language, and because of Arpan and me, so it's a house of two.
Right.
Welcome to our home.
So Arushi, we have talked about this off camera before as well. You know how there's this long standing advice always that do one thing and do it well. But you guys have done a lot here, right? There's jewelry, arts, crafts, accessories, clothing, and a cafe. So I mean, how did you believe that you could do it all? I mean, of course, now you stand here and you reflect that it all went well, but when it was your early 2014, 2015 self, how did you take the courage to do it all and not niche down at one place when everyone's going after just one thing?
Yeah. So I beg to differ here. Like, of course, people have told me that, but I have this sense of clarity, and according to me, clarity is not singular. So there are so many different forms of expression I can express through, like whatever I'm feeling. Like I said, mentioned earlier also, it's like one language having different forms. So that's what you see here. Like for example, it could be a painting hanging on a wall, sitting quietly there, and that can convert into a tabletop also. So that's how you get to do so many things, because you don't just see that form as once. You're not restricted, basically. You're not putting a category to it. So the lines are very blurry for me in that manner. Maybe that's why I've managed to do all these things over the years, because these are just different mediums to express myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But like while you were doing this, of course, like it makes sense that all of this probably seems like a collective thing for you, and probably the consumers also understand that they love the collective vision of all of this. But while you were doing this, while you were at it, I'm sure there were some struggles, right? Because like me being an entrepreneur, if I'll tell you personally, then every day I need a clarity of vision, and it does not happen every day, definitely, but that's also like a place where you feel stuck sometimes.
Yeah.
So how did you deal with that?
No, of course that happens. Creative blocks do happen, but then I have something else to do. That's the fun part about it.
Mhm.
I don't have to do the same thing daily.
Right.
So like one day I'm doing clothes, and if there is a creative block, I can move on to jewelry.
Got
Like
it.
I look at from a positive aspect
Mhm.
of doing so many things.
Mhm.
So yeah.
And was your vision always the same, or did it change over time?
No, it was. I have been always like that. Like I've enjoyed a lot of different mediums. So to express myself. So why limit yourself? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But help me understand this. Okay, let's take
Yeah.
this hypothetically.
Yeah.
So you and Darpan, you guys
Yeah.
were sitting and you were building Casa,
Yeah.
right? And this is when all of this has not come into life, into
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah.
So how did you guys sit together and manage to have that clarity of vision
Yeah.
while nothing had really happened, nothing had really
Right.
materialized? How were those conversations like?
Right. So I'll tell you, like before starting Casa also, Arpan was already doing sculptures and furniture design.
Mhm.
I was doing paintings and graphic design,
Right.
which is our backgrounds, right? So we were already in the freelance space and doing, commercial projects and everything. And then we thought, with his hard material knowledge and my aesthetics, we should do a brand of things which we would like to carry ourselves.
Right.
So create a brand personality like that, this imaginary personality where you know this human beings is in a certain clothes like this, clothes which have my art on it,
Right.
jewelry which is like a wearable art piece, a small sculpture that you can carry with yourself. So yeah, that's how it came into play. So both of our aesthetics mixed together and our energies mixed together, our creativity mixed together, brought Casa.
Kudos to you guys on that, yeah, because I feel like one person can still pull through it, because you know in the head that one person can work with a rough map, but then two people coming together
Yeah.
and working on such a clear vision, that
Oh, trust
that's
me, that
actually-
is a boon. You know, if I were alone, I don't think I would be doing so many things. But with
Right.
Arpan, of
Right.
course, we're a powerhouse. So
yeah, you guys sure
Yeah.
make a good team, that's
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Right. So you know, talking about art and the utility of it, how you talk about, you know, making art that's wearable, making art that can be utilized every day. You know, there's various ways to, you basically want to make it really accessible to everyone.
Yes.
And you also want your art to be, as you said, I think there was a phrase you used, right? Not expensive, but
Costly.
yes,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
basically, you know, a reflection of all the labor, all the story, all
Yeah,
the
hard
struggle
work put in.
that it goes
Yeah.
through. So, Arushi, what's your personal compass here? Like, because you know, at the end of the day, there's commerce and there's art. These two things are where you work into. So, how do you guide yourself every day? Well, like, where do you personally stand? Like, when do you, how do you choose that? Okay, today I'm going to choose art. Today I'm going to choose commerce, because it's a constant fight, I'm sure.
For me here, of course, it can be that there are days, but again the lines are very blurry between
Yeah.
the two. I don't think like that. You know, when I'm designing something or doing something, it's at the back of my mind. It's not like that. Oh, I have to, you know, sell this. Oh, what will people like? Of course, over the years, customer insights are important. You get feedbacks, you learn from them, you take risks because you have to as a business owner. But yeah, if I start thinking that, I feel I'll be restricting myself. So I cannot put them in brackets of, you know, art and commerce and things like that.
Got it.
Yeah.
And how do you make sure that your art still remains art? Because it's a commercial space, you sell your art. So, you know, is there anything like, you know, a limited edition thing or something where, you know, the people, let's say I buy something, I get something from Casa. How do I feel like there's a sense of exclusivity?
Yeah.
And you know, how do I get the feeling, oh, I'm carrying
Yeah.
art in my pocket?
Right. So for this, we have actually started a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
We number each one of our products.
Okay.
For example, if I made a particular, like this chain, what I'm wearing
Right.
today, this season I've made 50 pieces of it. Each piece would be numbered,
Mhm.
like 1 by 50, 2 by 50. So you'll be the only person in the world to own it, and we won't repeat it again.
Okay.
So yeah, this is something very unique. People have liked about our brand over the years.
That's interesting. And does your consumer know about this always? Like, how do you communicate to them about this?
No, so it's more of an experience when they walk in,
Right.
they're looking at the products,
Right.
we mention it to them. So yeah,
Yeah,
we've
this-
not been very out loud about it, but yeah.
That's also a thing about art brand.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be loud, because
Yeah.
then it's probably reaching everywhere, right? Yeah, but I love this. I really love this, and maybe that's why, you know, offline retail experience will always stay, because when you walk
Oh,
in,
always, yeah.
Yeah?
I totally believe
Yeah.
in this. This is not going anywhere. Yeah.
yeah, I mean the touch point that happens when, you know, you come to a store, maybe you interact with the owner or maybe with the crew, and then you understand the product, and then you take it home. It
It's very different than
Yeah.
online, yeah.
Yeah. So even if there are discounts, people should come out here. At least people
oh, yes,
from Jaipur.
totally. Feel, you know, experience the product, I would
Right.
always say. Because I like to do that myself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so Arushi, you are building in India, and India has a crowd which is slowly now understanding to appreciate depth. I mean, we have always had a long-standing history of people who appreciate depth, but it's a very small segment. There's arts and crafts has been passed down for years, but now it's like reaching to a massive segment because of, you know, access to the resources. So, but how did you build Casa in a world where, you know, truth is somehow overshadowed by trends? And now that we live in a trending era, how do you manage to do that?
So to that I would say we are deeply rooted in tradition because we use a lot of crafts.
Right.
And according to me, crafts are timeless. So of course, what you'll make will be seasonless. So yeah, we don't follow trends. We just stay true to what we do.
Right.
So yeah, that is the key.
Yes. Yeah, I think the timelessness is so consistent in your brand. I mean, how did you manage to do that? Because, see, the difficult part is when you see everyone following trends, how do you stay true to your core?
No, we have to follow some trends now.
Right,
Okay, वो
right.
करना पड़ता है, but apart from that, I just like to stay true to what I do and just bring out the crafts from their depths because we have so many crafts. We are so rich in crafts. Jaipur and
Right.
otherwise India also. So we're very lucky, I feel. Especially to be in Jaipur. Like everything
Right.
is so accessible in terms of crafts, and then to give a contemporary touch to it,
Yeah.
gives our own language to it,
Right.
and yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I mean, Jaipur is amazing in that the
Yeah.
way we have everything.
I do try to make it gender fluid also. Like everything we have here is very gender inclusive and yeah.
Nice, nice. But I mean, you say you follow trends, but as a holistic thing, it
Yeah.
mostly does not come out. It
Yeah.
comes out very timeless.
Yeah.
And it has this been more like circular in terms of you building timeless stuff, but also the consumer appreciating it. Has
Yeah.
it been back and forth?
Yeah, so over the years we are heavily invested in upcycled and recycled concepts.
Right.
Even our materials, like we have moved to vegan leather.
Oh,
we are
wow.
doing sustainably sourced cotton.
Nice.
We are following the circular pattern. I try to save as many energy levels in any process possible. Even in my jewelry, I make it out of sculpture waste. So the metal is reused and some energy steps are cut. So yeah, we really look into that. Yeah. We've become mindful of all this now,
Nice.
more than so ever.
That makes sense. Right. So, Arushi, about this whole creative entrepreneurship, it comes with its own emotional costs, I feel, because, every day there's you don't like spreadsheets in particular. We talked about it. There's
Yeah.
spreadsheets, there's calendars, there's meetings, so many things like this. So, as a creative person yourself, like, do you feel it's tricky to deal with all of that? Like, for our artistic entrepreneurs out there, what do you feel is the takeaway? Like, how do you deal with things which are superficial, things which are very technical, things which need a lot of tactics?
Trust me, you need to have a good team for that. You need to hire the right people
Yeah.
because you cannot do everything yourself,
Right,
right?
right.
You cannot make it happen like that.
Yes.
There's always a team behind any brand, business or whatever. It's a collaborative effort, and right people will do right by the company. I truly believe in that. So we are like one big family. So yeah,
Nice.
that is very important
Nice.
for any business to thrive.
So, was 2014 Arushi and Arpan, did they start with a team or did they
No,
start solo?
it was just two of us.
So, how did you manage back then?
Yeah, we were doing everything ourselves,
Yeah.
and that's why maybe not getting the time to do more of art or make ourselves a brand, get it out there. So once things got rolling, we hired the right people, and it's very important for any
And
business.
now, like, what is your team size as of now?
15 of us.
Right, and all of them are out of Jaipur?
No, everyone is here. Jaipur is our base.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my flagship store. Our team is here, unit, everything, workshop.
So, do you do a remote thing or do you do an offline work model? Like,
No,
how does it work?
we all meet every morning in the
Oh,
office.
nice.
I'm
That's
very old
amazing.
school that ways.
do you think remote working, do you think that thrives?
I've tried that. Maybe hybrid is fine, but completely remote doesn't work for me. Like I really need to be in person with the person and discuss things, brainstorm.
Right.
Like that feeling is different. The results are different then, I feel. Yeah.
And what's your team like? Like, do you look for people who are more like a personality, cultural fit, or do you look more for people who can maybe do the technical things? Like, how does an artist think here? Like, do you want people who carry your vision forward in terms of the brand, the ethics, the aesthetics, or is it more like, okay, maybe they can create a spreadsheet, That's really important.
No, it depends on the roles now.
Right.
Half of the team is like who takes care of the technical side of it, and the other half would be the creative or the karigars, artisans, that side of it. So I think both are equally important to any brand. But yeah, I trust me, nobody can sell your brand like yourself. Ultimately, it is you are the one. You have to do it. Nobody can do it like you.
I'm sure.
Yeah, team acts like a catalyst, I would say. So the right team is very important.
Yeah, I'm sure about that. I mean, I feel like you carry your brand very well, and because you probably breathe it every day
Yeah.
since like 10 years now.
Yeah. I
So
live
that's
it.
it's 10 years
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mini celebration for that.
Thank you.
But how do you feel? Where are you right now with your brand now that it's been a 10-year milestone? Does it feel like okay, because it's also overwhelming to run a brand. So can you process it, or is it more like, oh, it's amazing, the milestone, I can totally feel it in my nerves?
See, for an artist like me, or as an artist generally, it's very difficult to be satisfied.
Right.
But I'm at peace right now. When I look back, I think so. We have done something right, that we are still thriving and surviving. So, yeah, sustaining is the key.
Right.
There are always ups and downs are part of it. So, yeah.
Okay, awesome, Arushi. It was really great conversing with you and getting to understand about your brand. I'm sure the artists out there who want to start their own brand or are on that journey early on will have a lot of good takeaways and will understand how to carry themselves while they build their own journey. So thank you for that and take care. Bye-bye.
Lovely doing this.
Yes. Thank you so much for tuning in onto another episode of Unboxing 9 to 5. Today's episode was really special because it was all about genuineness and all about creating a brand that combines all the arts of the world. Thank you again and hope you loved it. Bye.
One second. Sorry to break you. ये पार्ट लेना है कि नहीं लेना है? Go.